Good morning, wherever you are. It's time for the Monday Minute. I'm Christian Paul. I hope you had a great weekend. We got this weird weather thing going on where we are. It's summer one day, it's winter the next day. What the hell? Anyway, what are we going to talk about today on the Monday Minute? We have kind of a special edition of the Monday Minute today. I thought it's time to have a little episode here. As always, Jann is with us this morning, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Jann today. Obviously, Dennis knew Jann, and I don't know, maybe one or two other people here did, but most don't. So we're going to talk about Jann today on the Monday Minute. Jann was a friend of ours that we knew from a different organization that Jann was affiliated with, and I was affiliated with, and Dennis was affiliated with at one time in the past. Over the course of time, Jann left that organization first, but we were still friends. I think the first time Jann and I checked something out was in a warehouse location. Actually, maybe about 5-10 minutes drive from where I am right now. And there was something that always stood out about that location, and that was the simple fact of the person that managed the building or ran the building. I don't think he owned the building. His name was Paul. And we're in there speaking with him, and we hear a loud noise in the building. And instead of Paul taking us to where the noise happened, he took us to a totally different location, which we both thought was very odd, very unusual. If you have us here checking out things in this building, why would you lead us away from where the noise happened? I don't know. So that'll give you the taste of the first time it was just Jann and I working together. Jann had left the organization that I was still involved in and had contacted me wanting to know if I'd be interested in going down to Bobby Mackey's. Hell yes, let's go. Now, at the time, I was still involved in this other organization, and we went down to Mackey's. We stayed at a supposedly haunted location called the Wolf House. I didn't notice anything odd there. This group at Mackey's, I think at the time there was probably 10 of us at that time. Some of us still know each other to this day. And that was the investigation that actually got me fired from the group that I was in, although that was just a blessing. Okay? That was just a blessing. Let's talk about some other locations. So we were at Mackey's, had a good investigation there. Wanda Kay was still around at that point. God rest her soul. Cancer got her. David Roundtree was there. To those of you, especially most younger people, have no idea who David Roundtree is. He was somebody strong in the paranormal community back in that particular juncture of time. And even back then, before the internet, what it is now, there are still a lot of trolls, and he got out of it because he got sick of the trolls, basically. At least that is what I have been led to believe, okay? Jann and I had also done, and this is what inspired today's talk, I came across a photo in my archives from the one and only Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona. Now, that was actually my second time at the Birdcage, okay? But I had met Jann down there along with her sister Maggie and her brother Cooper. We had a lot of fun that night, had a good investigation there, and went to Boot Hill Cemetery the next day. And then I flew back to town, and they went on their way. They were by car, and they were going here and here and here. And okay, I had flown down for that investigation. Since then, or I should say, after that, Jann and I did a farm in Eden, Wisconsin. We had done Waverly Hills. And the final investigation. Good morning, Jamie. I hope you are doing well. The final investigation Jann and I had done was a private in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And this particular investigation, the client was having different types of activity, this and that. Well, long story, very, very, very condensed. She got rid of the boyfriend. I pretty much solved all the issues. Okay. And I'm not going to elaborate on that too much. I've got some theories about that, but today's show is not about that. Okay. That was in Green Bay. Over the course of time, Jann had gotten involved with some things with Ursula down in Chicago. Now, Ursula was a big name in the Chicago greater area for para-tours and all this and that, and I haven't heard anything about her in a while. The last time Dennis and I saw her was at a small Paracon in, I think, Galena, Illinois. I know it was relatively close to Willow Creek Farm because Al from Willow Creek was there. Another good friend of mine. And one day maybe we'll have an episode on Willow Creek. Through the course of time on these investigations that Jen and I had done, we also did a Paracon in Michigan. Had a good time there. I met John Zaffis. I mean, there's another guy now. You know, there's this group of guys in the para community that, how can I put this? I'm the young one of that group. Okay. Now I know Jamie knows how old I am, so if she wants to elaborate on that, I'll leave that to her. But talked to John Zappis for a while. Good guy. A few years down the road, well, more than a few, maybe 10 years down the road, we met his sister Julie. Fun lady. Had a good time with her at the Warrens Paracon. John and Julie are actually first cousins of Judy Spira, aka Judy Warren. If you don't know who the Warrens are, and I don't really care what your opinion is of them, you're either right or you're wrong about them. I'd like to think you're right, but that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, let's go back to Jan because that's what we're talking about today. So here we go. This is a picture of Jan from. Ooh, I don't know when this picture is from. She gave me this mug. I think she was actually selling these. I was not involved in that. She had a little hustle going on for a while there. I got mine for free, so I must rank at least a step above you know something, but always a friend, always someone that was welcome on an investigation, someone you could trust in the dark, someone you could trust with your equipment, etc., etc., etc. I could still remember, and I am going back a ways, the first time I had met her son Eli. Now Eli was a very young man at the time. I think he was maybe 6, maybe. And at that time I had my maroon Explorer, but I had wheels on it off of a Mazda B4000 pickup truck. We had gotten this Mazda in at the shop. It had a nice set of all-terrain TAs on it. I thought those are going to go on my Ford, fit just perfect, which they did. And I'm meeting up with Jan at a park and ride, and we're going to take my truck down. I think we were going to Tinker Swiss at that time, but too many years, too many investigations ago, I really don't remember. But the first thing Eli says to me is, "You have the wrong wheels on your truck." That's what this young man had told me, and he was right. They were not the wheels that belonged on that truck, at least not out of the factory. I still think that's a funny story to this day. But Jan was a good investigator, a good friend, and we lost her to cancer. I can't pinpoint the date exactly, but it was not that long ago. So now everybody out there knows that Jan is with us. every Monday on the Monday Minute. Good friend, good person, always got along, never had any issues, very trustworthy, and that's how we're rolling with that. So that's what I've got to say about my dear departed friend Jann today. On another note, we have a few more clips up on the page and on the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel again. And I got to ask you, please give us a sub. There are so many people that watch our clips, and nobody subs. It really helps that algorithm. I would appreciate it so much if you would sub. Give us a like too. God, I'd appreciate that too. You're watching it enough, so you must like something that we do. It always has amazed me, and I'm not going to bring up any names of channels here, but some of the stupidest bullshit in the para community, the running, the screaming, the giggling, the stupid shit. And a couple of these channels, I cannot believe the amount of subs that they got. Now, I do also realize what our demographic is. Okay. And I want everybody in that demographic to know I do appreciate you 100%. Because our channel is not for teeny boppers. We're serious para. And I won't post anything that I don't feel is genuine and for real, okay? So, that being said, please be good to each other. That's all I'm going to ask you for on a personal level. Be good to each other. Questions, comments, you know where to put them. Something you'd like me to comment on or cover, you know where to put that too. I wish you all a great day. Peace out.